So the book Home Before Dark, it spans two timelines, 1967 and 1977. So how did you manage the kind of the narrative and the emotional layering of things between the past and the present without giving too much away? That must have been tough.
Yeah, and like I said, it's while I'm writing these two timelines, and like I said, I don't know exactly where I'm going with them. It's kind of a lot of work in the end when I do know the story. It's kind of a puzzle, you know. I kind of have to, but I do enjoy that part of writing to kind of structure the story and make sure that all the information comes out at the time I want it to come out, and the pacing is good. So it's a kind of it's a like I said, it's kind of a puzzle between when you want to say things, when you want. I have these two perspectives from Marcy and Stina, so it kind of has to be very well knit, or yeah,
Yes, no,
you know
yes.
what I mean? Yeah,
I mean,
tuned together.
it's tricky, but I mean, like, yeah, it's amazing to me that you were just discovering that as you were going along. It seems like the kind of thing that you'd need to plot out quite carefully, but it's kind
Yeah.
of you're
But it's
obviously very talented when it comes to just going with the flow, you know?
yeah, but it helps also that like when I get stuck at one place, I can just go to the next place, and then that sparks something for the
Right.
other story, you know? So
Okay.
it's
And then you, I guess you go through a process of revising, you know, in
yeah,
like
yeah, and weaving it all
you write your
together.
first draft very quickly, and then you go back and you can change things, can't you? I suppose.
Yeah, and I do. I mean, I sometimes I wish I could just plan everything and write it like I planned it. Because it's a lot of, I think it's a lot more work when you don't plan anything, and then it's a question about taking some stuff out, and even I mean, I relate a lot to what Stephen King says about killing your darlings. You kind of sometimes write a very nice chapter, you think, and then it doesn't serve any
That's
purpose
it.
for the story, so you kind of have to throw it out.
That's right. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
guess if you go back in your editing, then
Hmm.
you have to make sure that all the kind of projections and the forecasting and whatever, that everything matches up. So you're not creating like a complete red herring that's completely irrelevant. You know,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
everything has to
exactly.
be tied into
Hmm.
the story, you know. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's interesting.
definitely. No, it's a lot of work, and I think I write like my books are usually about 90,000 words or something. But
Okay.
I think for that book I write about half as more. Yeah, like 150,000 words, and
Wow.
then
Yeah.
yeah, because
Yeah.
yeah, I also feel like I do when I get stuck, I do write a lot of side stories about the characters just to give me a clearer picture of them, even
Yes.
even stuff that I know that won't matter, but I think it gives me like a ideas and like a builds them better as as a character.
Yeah, it reminds me of an acting technique where in a play,
Mm.
a director might get the individual characters to be interviewed under a with a spotlight, and they have to have a conversation with other cast members or the director about what's actually going on from their point of view. So I guess that's a similar kind of thing that you're doing there. So you know, it's a
Yeah, yeah, I think so, and I think it does help a lot. And
yes,
sometimes I've ended up including some of it in the story, but I want the characters to be, you know, very real, and it's a question of kind of showing, not telling. So it's like
that's
if you
right, and that
create these events where they react in a certain way, you kind of get a feeling better of how
that's
they
right.
are.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. You can't reveal things too quickly to the reader that the characters don't know.
Yeah.